Alright, hello everybody. Time for map 3 of the Minnesota Røkkr versus New York Subliners at the Florida Mutineers home series. Playing Domination on Gunrunner, or we're watching a Domination on Gunrunner. New York spawning at A, Minnesota spawning at C. And now we have their breaks. Let's see this. Each team's keeping one person on their home flag. And we have some differences here already off their breaks. We have New York sending 3 players up to the minecart. While Minnesota, where are they sending their players to? Minnesota's sending 3 players to match. They're sending 3 players to match from here and here. And they're sending one, number 7, that is a seam, to be their entryman from this side. However, I don't know if Assault is going to look to the forest, because he is capping their home flag, but number 3, Temp, is in a great spot. In the forest, he's in a great spot to work to a flip. Because on this map in particular, I prefer spawning at C, because you have a positional advantage basically everywhere. You have so many places to get on top of, and you can have a height advantage over people. There's a lot more places to position yourself, especially as an AR player. You have a lot of places to post and just chill and watch. And there's a lot of power positions towards the C side of the map. On the A side of the map, you've got like this area. There's a jump up that you can go to over here. Or you could sit on this head glitch or on the minecart head glitches. But when you're looking about the middle of the map, the team spawning at the C flag has here that they can sit, and they can sit up here. So they have a big advantage positionally, just because of the fact that they spawned at C. There's so many things that they can do from there. So, from what it looks like, Temp is going to be wanting to try and flip. But we'll see how this happens. So the 3 players from New York are very patient over here at B. Asim gets first blood. He ran inside of this little pipes building. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, don't quote me on that. And he gets first blood onto Zuma. So they know that there's somebody in there. Number 0, that's Silly, also comes in. Temp was playing this forest, and he's not really been involved in the game yet. He's just sat over here. And gets some unlucky timing as he's turning to look towards the crates from Assault. And that gives the Minnesota Røkkr an opening to move through here. Now, I'm not sure if they're looking to also cap A. I would think they're looking to make a play onto B, but they have an entire lane to use. But in great shots from attached to clean up Assault after he gets a kill into accuracy. But this entire lane is still wide open, and number 6, Alex, is going to be taking advantage of that and does kill Temp. And now New York Subliners capped B because of this pressure. Because of the pressure that Minnesota was exerting over here. So Minnesota was trying to exert pressure on the forest side of the map. And New York was able to match that, but the New York players were unsuccessful on this side of the map. However, in the 4v4 on the other side of the map at B, the New York players were able to successfully clean up their kills and take control of the B site. And they were able to cap it. Mac ends up cleaning up a kill after the flag. It's another one too. Wow. And now New York are in a very good position here. Alex, all by himself. There's 2 players alive. Alex was with a seam and ended up cleaning up the trade, but Minnesota's not in a good way right now. However, they still have a way back. They have this forest side. Nobody's there. Meaning they're probably on the Minnesota side. Excuse me. They're probably going to be spawning either here or like up here. It's probably more likely they're going to spawn right here-ish, but let's see where they spawn. Oh yeah, they spawn. They spawned a lot deeper than I expected. Okay. But either way, Alex gets another kill inside of this pipes room, and that is huge, because that's staggering New York. While Minnesota are 4-man strong off spawn, ready to push the B site, New York's now staggered by two people. They have one person dead, and one that just came off spawn over here by the minecart head glitch by A. Temp is able to clean up Alex, which puts an end to that. Which that just evens it up. At least for now. Assault is really just going all by himself because the rest of his team are back here and Assault's just YOLOing all the way up here. I don't like this. I feel like he should be either playing a more passive, maybe jumping on top of these trains to look towards the middle, or playing the forest. Doing something other than just running into the B bomb site, because that's just a recipe for death. And that just staggered the Minnesota team even more after the death onto Alex. So now New York can stabilize. They've got bodies at B. They've got a body in the middle to watch over. And they've got 2 bodies going to C, 3 and 2, Mac and Temp. I'm trying to look for a flip, I think. But Asim wins his gunfight in the middle of the map. Temp gets killed by GodRx at C. Mac cleans up GodRx at C, which is huge. Because that's probably going to influence the spawn. So this is number 9, I think? Yeah, so this is Assault. And no, that didn't influence it. It's very slightly influenced the spawn, but he neutralized C flag, and that is huge. Now Minnesota's not getting points. Oh, except B, because they're about to cap it, but Minnesota ended up getting pressure onto B because of this 2-man pressure onto C. New York's putting themselves in an unfavorable spot at B, and able to and that makes the Minnesota Røkkr able to capture the B flag and capitalize on the fact that they have a man advantage on this side of the map. Are they doing a listen? Oh, they're doing a listen in New York. Kind of want to hear.
Oh, he's mid you. I'm going to green. I'm trying to see you guys. I'm trying to buy time. I'm trying to help you. Just get close. I'm looking your right. Okay. One, two, down. Hit him right. P3, right. Right there. Good shit, Mac. You're the best. Good job. You guys can cap that.
Temp is the hype man over here.
Okay.
So, yeah, so New York successfully spawned at C. They successfully flipped, and now they've got C. They've got an 8-point advantage, and they have 2 flags. They have A and C. But we have number 4 over here, accuracy still at A. He's playing more or less an island, trying to pick off like a player or two to draw their attention away from the 4 that are over here by the middle maps and the trains area.
Good job.
We have Zuma, yeah, we have got Zuma and Temp. This is great from Zuma, telling Temp to follow him up in here. That's great. That's just good Call of Duty play, I guess, right there. There's not much else to it. But that's what happens if you got Assault that's just set on the head glitch and knows who you are and can read it. That's just, yeah. So Mac uses this time. I don't think he should hop the flag here. Maybe he's got number 2. No, he's got number 1. He's got attached there with him, but this isn't a position. Oh my god, well, he wins the fight anyway. He wins the second fight as well, so he just cleared out B. There's nobody here now. So Matt can just hop the flag. So the spawn's flipped again, and the Minnesota Røkkr are back at A. What happened towards C? Let's go back. So C was neutralized. By who? Number 7. Asim ran to C and was able to neutralize it and then run. During the listen, and Matt got his 2 kills here. Asim is still alive at C. He's just been playing his life very well over here. He runs back to C, and the New York Subliners all spawned there, so they were just able to 3v1, take him out, and go back to capture C, but yeah, basically we're in a same map state that we were in before the listen, and really. New York in the advantage. Mac is 11 and 2. He's popping off, but yeah, it's just New York with an advantage in the map right now, and they're just this is kind of just a Mac difference. He's just having a really good game. If Attach got that kill, that would have been probably been GG right there. But Temp's able to clean them up. Zuma with a great read onto a seam. And again, there's nobody on the fourth side of the map except for Accuracy. Accuracy's here now watching it. This was Assault when the Røkkr was spawning at C, but now we have Accuracy who can just sit here. He doesn't need to do anything. He can just sit here and wait for somebody to push up this and just kill them. Like that, as you can see, this man has not moved. And this is what I mean by the positional advantage that C gives you. He can just sit here. He doesn't need to play the game. He can just sit there and just hold down an entire lane of the map. Number 8's probably going to be dead in a few seconds. Unless they hit a snapper onto him. But on the other side of the map, New York's just winning their fights. Really, they're just winning their 1v1s. They're using that to converge into 2v1s. And they're just playing like a respawn Call of Duty game textbook at this point. Like, this is just kind of a textbook game. That was a little bit delayed from Temp. But yeah, Mac gets another 2 kills. He is really popping off. There's a player on C. It's probably a seam. I can't see the number. No, it's not a seam. Is it? 8. That's got our X. Yeah. No, that's Assault. Assault is all by himself. How does he get here? Oh, so he got... Okay, so Accuracy didn't see him. All that time I spent about Accuracy locking down the side of the map and did not see Assault at all. But now Assault can hop C and Accuracy gets killed. Oh, wow. Well, so much for Accuracy not being able to play the game on this side, but he just spawns right here. And yeah, okay, so Accuracy is deciding to join his team. So, yeah, what happens on B during this time? Zuma gets killed over here. This looks like a 3-man converging, a 7, 9, and 0. Asim, Assault, and Silly converging onto the B flag. Silly and Asim picking up 3 kills. Asim dies in the process, but you still have Assault and Silly here at B flag versus Attach, and you have Accuracy playing a long angle as his AR. Accuracy is able to clean up Silly with this angle. This is another one of those C flag advantages that I was talking about at the start. You have so much of a positional advantage just because you spawned at C. And that just leaves, who is this, number 9? That just leaves Assault to be by himself over here. And Accuracy is able to get a disgusting headshot on him because a headshot multiplier is still a thing, I guess. But, yeah. And that gives Attach rain to push up, but yeah. He just kind of got flooded by 3 people, well, by 4 people. Or was that 5? Yeah, Attach got pushed out by 4 people. All at once. I like this push from Minnesota, though. Send 4 of them here and just outnumber New York. Just play aggressive and outnumber New York. That's how they were successful in the search, and it seems like that's how they're successful here. Because even if 1 or 2 of them die, you still have 2 more. But New York was able to stabilize. Thankfully, Mac was able to pick up 2 onto Alex and got RX. Silly died, and Assault is back on his head. Please tell me Assault was weak. Oh my god. But yeah, either way, this is kind of, as I said at the start, this game just seems like a Mac difference. He is shooting something different right now. And yeah, that allows New York to run up the B side of the map and push into A. There's only 18 seconds left, so they're probably just going for a neutral onto A, so Minnesota just stops receiving any points. It's more or less their objective right now, to stop the Minnesota Røkkr from being able to gather points, but that doesn't happen. New York's up by, at the end, I don't know how much, it'll be 94 to 55, so they'll be up by 44, for 39 points. There we go. Oh, well, I said 34, I forgot to do math for a second. I took calculus, by the way. But now we're going into round 2. Let's see, I want to take a look at the K. I want to see the scoreboard real quick. We have Minnesota Røkkr. Everybody's negative. Nobody's really playing good on this side. They've all got about even flag caps, 2 to 3 flag caps, and they're all 3 to 5 kills negative. They're just getting outslayed, to be honest. In New York, you have everybody's positive. Mac is triple positive, has 6 flag caps. So you're leaving Attach and Zuma to just play how they want because they don't have to worry about capping flags. They can just be aggressive, play how they want. On the side of Minnesota, all the players are forced to they're forced to be scrappy with their flag caps, which is why they're so even. Minnesota's forced to have their players that don't want to cap flags, that want to be aggressive on the map or want to play very defensive, are having to not do that and have to just cap flags when their playstyles don't want to do that. But here's the break. New York has the positionally favorable spawn, has 2 of them capping the flag. 4 and 5 I think are capping. Yeah, 4 and 5 are capping. Number 3 is running down the middle, and what I find interesting here, nobody on New York's going to be. You have 1 and 2 Attach and Mac looking to push out Forest. Number 3 Temp looking to do something in the middle. He gets killed by a grenade from Assault. Excuse me. Mac has an AR now, over here with Attach, and I don't know what that was. He was feeling himself right there. But the Forest push is thwarted. The mid-map push is thwarted. New York's got no rain anywhere on the map. We've got number 5. We've got Zuma just chilling here in green. He's here, but Assault with a great read, knowing that he was there, and being able to clean that up, because that gives Minnesota free reign on the Forest side of the map. However, accuracy spawned up because this happened so quickly. I think. Yeah, because this happened so quickly, number 8, GodRx, was playing it patient. Yeah, so GodRx cleans up Mac and is playing this very patiently, watching middle. And then decides to push up after a little while. I don't know. I'm not sure if he should have waited there for as long as he did. I would have personally preferred him try to reposition to this rock. Let's go back. I would have loved if he was here at the rock maybe 3 or 4 seconds ago. Then he can use this rock to pre-aim where that right side, the what is this called? Oh, I'm forgetting the name. But to pre-aim where number 4 accuracy is, and you have an angle towards middle, and you have an angle towards the bathroom. You have so many angles from this rock that you don't really need to do much. You can just sit here and wait and then jump when you want to. Which is what he did, but it was a little bit late. But either way, he still escapes with his life. He can heal up, but he was still a little bit weak, and then Zuma comes in to clean him up. But at this point, New York has not much control. Like, they have a presence in the Forest, but they have no presence at B, and they're down by 2 caps. Can they still win? I think so, possibly. I can't do the quick math in my head without having to pause and bring out a calculator, but this is great from Zuma. Neutralize their home flag and get out. Zuma is able to clean up. He's able to clean up both of them at A. Now this is interesting. I don't know where they're going to spawn. Where's the Minnesota Røkkr going to spawn? Because New York has players everywhere. They have a player at C, 2 players at C, 1 player at A, and 1 player at B. I would think Minnesota is going to have to spawn on the forest side of the map. But are they going to spawn at A or are they going to spawn at C? Because they have B, but they're not. Realistically, there's no B spawn if Mac is standing right here. And there's no C spawn because I don't know. Let's see, where are they going to spawn? So they're going to spawn at A because Zuma died by Cilia. Okay. Yeah, they were probably going to spawn there to begin with. Yeah, the spawn is definitely wide open. It's Call of Duty anyway. This game has some cheek spawns, but Cilia's able to clean up Zuma. Great play from him to clean that up. But now New York's got C. They've got a body on C. They've got a body on B. Great shots from Mac. And New York just kind of took control of the game off of this whole string of events. Zuma with a nice 2-piece on A, a great push through the forest side of the map to lead number 2, Mac, to get a kill at B and just clear out everything. Attach able to kill the Røkkr at C as well, so the New York Subliners can just hop both flags and be on their way. Now we have 3 from the Subliners at B. Just staying here. This is a nice position for Mac. He can just sit here. He doesn't need to do much, but he challenges it anyway. And now we have 4 players from Minnesota Røkkr going to B. This is a good push. This is how they've been successful in the search and how they've been successful in the previous round. At B is they just use their numbers and run at them, but Zuma's just gonna get a 2-piece like that. To kind of negate a lot of their pressure. Now that causes Minnesota to back up, but then Accuracy, Attach, and Mac all pushed up. It looks like. Yeah, so number 1 and number 4 are both pushing from where they died, and this is where they just kind of, number 1, 2, 4, and 5 just kind of YOLO'd it out here, I guess. I don't think they YOLO'd it, but it was just kind of like each of them individually pushing into 4 of the Minnesota Røkkr players. And it was just, it was a coordinated push, it looked like. Let me go back. Like this, what I'm talking about is we have 1 player, number 5, pushing up here, 1 player, number 3, pushing up here, number 1 here, number 2 here, number 4 here. They're all here. They're all pushing up in a relatively coordinated way. But they're doing so, and given that a seam is here, whoever this is, Rex possibly, I can't see the name, on the B flag, and Assault right here. And this is just a case of Minnesota winning their ones. And just using and the fact that the New York players just kind of went at them one at a time, and they didn't all push together. If they all push together, I can see this play working. Because if these trades happen, then if these trades happen, it's not as bad for New York, but it's still in Minnesota's favor, given that they're spawning at A, and they have the A flag is closer to B than the C flag spawn is. But yeah, either way, that was Minnesota getting a clean team wipe onto New York, only losing 1 body, and they have 2 flags. They need to hold this 2 cap until the end of the game, basically, for them to win. Being down by 30 points. Preferably a 3 cap, or at least decapping, or neutralizing the C flag. But, yeah. Anything else happening here? We have Number 4, Accuracy pushing up through the forest, ends up getting killed by Accuracy, not Accuracy, by Godarex. If he won that fight, pressure would have been very big in this forest out of the map, and New York could have done what they did successfully earlier by sending 1 to 2 players down forest, and then focusing the rest of their team to push into B to cap the flag. And that's what they did successfully earlier in the round, and were able to capture B. However, Accuracy didn't clean up that kill, and yeah, then their pressure just kind of gets negated. But number 8 gets some lucky timing on number 4 and ends up does he get the 2-piece? He does end up getting 2. So that was a good play from Godarex to get a flank on the guy capping B. But Minnesota Røkkr now have B. They're down by 20 points with 120 divided. Hold on, let's do some math. You get 1 point every 5 seconds. So yeah, Minnesota get. So there's 111 seconds. Yeah, there's 111 seconds left in the game. Divided by 5 means there's 22 ticks. There's 22 ticks of points left. So Minnesota's going to get another 44 points. So Minnesota's going to get another 44, meaning they'll end at 155. And New York will end at 154. So if this game state continues how it is, with Minnesota having 2 flags and New York having 1, Minnesota would win by 1 point. But as we know, that didn't happen. Spoiler alert. So yeah. New York attempt a push onto B, but that gets thwarted by Alex and Asim. We have number 3 Temp working a flank. How did he get here? He ran down the middle of the map and got. Did he get good timing, or did he just get he got 1 kill by the minecart? Ended up being traded. Asim's in a great spot, because pretty much where Temp was, just on the other side of the map. And yeah, let's see, there's 3 down for the Røkkr right here. And you have Silly in the enemy base. That's a huge one from Assault, but Matt cleans him up. Zuma got the smoke out, but that didn't do much. Accuracy not able to see him through the smoke. That's tragic. A huge 2 from Accuracy, but Godarex was on the flank again and was able to save the B flag. Now Minnesota's able to completely capture the B flag almost. As New York are just kind of throwing bodies at this. They're just kind of throwing bodies here. I think they realized that Minnesota could win and are not necessarily playing panicked, but yeah, Mac gets a huge kill right there. Stops Godarex. And now New York basically just, yeah, New York just won the game off that. And yeah, Accuracy team kills Mac with the trophy system, but that's basically that. Not much else to say. This is kind of just a Mac difference. Mac just kind of just by himself really outslayed all of the Minnesota Røkkr this game. Minnesota made a very good push in the second half. They made it really close. Mac looks like he's shooting bodies. He's 31 and 18. He is a little bit nasty with that. But this just, yeah, as I said earlier, it seemed like the Minnesota Røkkr were very scrappy, as you could see with their capture numbers. They, players that didn't want to be capping flags were forced to cap flags because they were at a disadvantage on the map. And if a player whose playstyle doesn't want to be capping flags, then they're not doing what's, yeah, they're just not where they should be on the map if they're left to capture the flag. And when on the other side you can have Attach and Zuma, they don't have to be capping flags. They can just do their thing. They can Zuma can flank, Attach can just run around and kill people. Temp can chill. And then just have Mac cap the flags as he did. He is with his 9 captures. In the second half of the round, it was a little more comfortable for Minnesota, and Asim and Silly were able to do their things on the flags, leaving God of Rex to flank B and play how he wants to. However, in the end, Subliners have Mac, and that was kind of just the difference. But yeah, thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for this series. I might do another one. Let me know in the comments if you guys liked this, and yeah. Good boy. Thank you. Do all the stuff in the description. Like the video, comment, subscribe. I completely forgot to say this. I've got a Twitter if you want to follow. And yeah, I think I might, if I do another series, let me, what series can I do? What other, I'm just doing this live. What other series do I want to look at here? If there's any other ones that I want to look at. Maybe the finals. OG, Optic LA versus Atlanta. I think I would do that one if there's another one to do. Just because it's the finals. But yeah, thank you all for watching and have a nice day.